Zionism is indeed the philosophy or the movement of people who want to establish a new Israel as the center of a one-world government. In order to accomplish their goal, they, however, had to do one very important thing. They needed the support of the worldwide Christian community. They needed the churches on their side. So, in the 19th century, before Israel was founded, the Rothschilds worked closely with several people in Christianity. They attracted a man called Cyrus Schoefield. He was a convicted criminal lawyer, an expert in fraud and forgery. He was asked to create a new Bible, the Schoefield Study Bible. This was the first Bible in all of history to contain hundreds of footnotes. In these footnotes, a new doctrine was introduced into the American Evangelical Church, which says that there was to come a new political, military Israel, and that would be the place where the Messiah would come to rule the world. And they said that would be the fulfillment of the promise that God had made to Abraham, and that would also be the fulfillment of the promise that Christ would return to earth. This Bible was then spread all throughout America through the Moody Bible Institute, and it became the foundation for the current day evangelical theology. Nobody was aware that this Bible was directly funded by Satanists and that it served the agenda to get Christianity on their side for establishing a new Israel that would become the headquarters of their one-world government. And again, I know that all this sounds outrageous to many people who have never heard this before, but you can research this. And I encourage you to do your due diligence. I've studied this for decades and I know what I'm talking about, but it's very difficult sometimes when you talk to people who are not informed, who have simply accepted a certain mindset, who have blindly believed that and who repeat it to everybody else without ever doing their research. But all this is historical fact. The Schoefield Study Bible was published by the Oxford University Press, which was owned by the Rothschilds. And this whole theology was first written out by John Darby, whose family owned the most haunted castle in the world, Leap Castle, where 150 dead bodies were found in the cellars and where satanic masses were held. John Darby used all kinds of occult terms in his religious writings. He was involved in many secret societies and occult groups. And he is the one who educated Cyrus Schoefield. But John Darby was an employee of the Rothschilds. He worked for the East India Company. The Schoefield Study Bible literally said that everyone who supported this new Israel would be blessed by God, and everyone who did not support it would be cursed by God. So fear and intimidation was used to force Christians to be on their side, and they succeeded.
Why are they working for Israel? Are we crazy? Are we out of our minds? How are we letting this happen? How are we letting it happen? Our money, our representatives, our military, rather than stopping it, is not only allowing it to happen, but is participating willfully in this horrifically, like I said, sadistic form of genocide. And like Zarifa was saying, the genocide didn't start after October 7. And the whole conversation about genocide is really quite interesting. Genocide is a crime. It's a well-defined crime. It was defined in 1949 to a large degree as a result of the genocide of the Jews in Europe by the Nazis. It's a well-defined crime. You can read it. It's not a question of opinion. It's not a question of do we feel about it? Do we feel it's genocidal? Do we not? But this is how the conversation is. Do you feel like it might be genocide? Is your opinion that it might be genocide? Read the law. It's very clear. It fits. It's genocide. They're murdering civilians for almost 8 decades in a systemic way. Systematic erasure of a nation. Systematic erasure of a culture, a history, and a country. That is genocide. There's no opinion here. The law is clear. The evidence is clear. And yet, the money is coming from us, the weapons are coming from us, the support is coming from us. And rather than condemning that, we're asked to condemn the Palestinians, the victims of this. Not the Palestinians are victims. I don't like to use that term. Palestinians are heroes, they're not victims. But who is it that we're supposed to condemn, and why? And there's a lot of similarities to what we're seeing now on campuses. You see the politicians come out, you see the university administrators and presidents come out. Why are they not standing with the students? Why are they not standing with the students? How can they justify to themselves not standing with the students? The students are demanding that their campuses divest from that war machine, that genocide machine. And who are the administrators and the politicians condemning? The students. Who are the police beating up? The students. Who's being arrested and punished and suspended? The students. Once again, we're out of our minds. And we're allowing this to happen? These administrators have a right to suspend these heroes? These encampments will be remembered as one of the greatest moments in the history of these campuses. Your names will be remembered. They'll be put on